Phil Perkins is live at Rogers Centre with the latest. What's it like there, Phil?
Well, I'll tell you what, I was over at batting practice inside the Rogers Centre, and leading up to arguably the biggest game in the last 20 years for the Blue Jays, or in fact, the biggest series in the last 20 years, the Blue Jays. They had R&B and Michael Jackson and funk music playing. Jose Bautista was having a good time at the expense of members of the media. It was a very easy, breezy atmosphere over in batting practice. That's probably exactly what Blue Jays management wants heading into this massive series. After dropping 2 straight games and their series against the Boston Red Sox over the weekend, Jays Nation had a bite of humble pie, and they didn't like the taste.
It sucked. It sucked big time.
We never do well against Boston. That was too bad. It sucked. It was unfortunate.
And after the Yankees pounded the New York Mets 11-2 a couple hours later, shrinking the Blue Jays' lead in the AL East to just 2.5 games, it set the stage for a massive bout at the Rogers Centre.
Big series, you know, we're at the end of the season. We're battling out with these guys, and we're excited about it.
Besides being out championship 27-2, it was hard to find any player with the Jays who lacked confidence.
We're one of those teams that, you know, we see the pinstripes, we're not afraid of them, we don't fear them. It's just about going out and playing good baseball and doing what we've been doing all year.
It also doesn't hurt to have a former and contending AL Cy Young winner starting the 3-game series. In a way, the Toronto Blue Jays couldn't have asked for a better time to go on a 2-game losing streak. David Price is on the mound tonight, and since being with the team, he is 4-0 when pitching after a Blue Jays loss.
Every time he steps on the mound, you expect to witness something great, to witness something special, and you know, he's one of those guys, one of those rare breeds where I think you know, one guy who just pitches kind of elevates everyone else's game.
Still a human being. There's no guarantees in this business, but we expect him to be good, and because he normally has been.
The Yankees are sending Adam Warren to the mound tonight to go against David Price. The Blue Jays are 11-5 against the Bronx Bombers so far this year. But honestly, guys, it really doesn't matter when you're playing September ball, when really anything can happen.
That is so true, and a lot on the stake. So Phil, what do the Jays have to do to come out of the series with a comfortable cushion for the top spot in the AL East?
Well, Tess, yesterday in their second straight loss to the Boston Red Sox, the Blue Jays committed 3 errors. That's the same amount that they committed in the last 14 games combined. So obviously they're going to have to cut those mental errors out. And speaking of that, a lot of inexperienced guys on this Blue Jays roster. And John Gibbons told me that's where guys like David Price, those veterans, come in handy, even though he's only 30 years old. They've played in really big games, and they're there to calm those young and inexperienced nerves, and they're playing in such intensely important games and series as this one.
All right, we'll have our fingers crossed. Thanks so much, Phil. And there will likely be lots of empty